Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk, and I'm here today with the tutorial for the card I made for the Ink Stamp Share blog hop, and it was a colour challenge, and these are the colours that we had to use. Now, we were given Misty Moonlight, Pretty Peacock, Gorgeous Grape, Merry Merlot and Melon Mambo, and we had to use at least 3 of them, or we could use all 5, and I used all 5 and wanted to do something sort of fairly simple and fairly quick, so I made this card here. I was looking the other day for some thank you cards, and normally I have an abundance of them and I didn't really have any, so I thought I'm going to make some thank you cards. So this is what I came up with using these colours, and I just think they went really lovely together. So I'm going to make it again, and as it's 5 colours, I decided to use the ink colours. So I'm going to repeat it with these gorgeous ink colours, and yeah, so quite simple. This is extra thick or whisper white, just a single layer, some whisper white there and some ink. So what could be simpler? So I've got a strip here, so that would have been cut off from when I was cutting up cardstock for matting and layering. I'm using the Butterfly Gala stamp set. Love this stamp set, always loved it. Is one of my favorites. Now, I used that butterfly for the original card. I'm going to use this one for this one. I think that those are my favorite sort of patterns. So they're all mounted up, ready to go. Obviously I need the butterfly punch as well, and we're going to add the antennae and the bodies afterwards. So actually I don't need to lay them out just yet, so we'll just do one at a time. I want to get my Stamp and Scrub ready because got to clean in between each of the stampings. So starting here with a bit of Misty Moonlight, so I'm just inking up. If I go in the corner there, don't really get very much over. I'm going to do 2 in this because, as you see, what I did last time was I stuck one up there. So if I'm going to do it in this order, that's the one that's going up there. So now we'll give it a clean and do our Just Jade. So when I got this set, I remember being on stage and them saying, you know, tools not jewels. I've said that before, and these stamps are set up so that you can stamp it and then punch out both the butterflies at the same time. And they said you can snip them, and you could snip them and then you could still put them back together again. But I have actually never snipped these because it's not that hard. I don't know why I've got a splodge in the middle there. I've probably contaminated that with something. There we go. Lovely. So it is quite easy to isolate your butterfly, I think. And I think this is a nice way showing off the ink colours. I've had a few new people recently request catalogues, so I like to send a card with my catalogues. So a card made up of the new ink colours I thought was a good idea. Also will make nice customer thank yous. There we go. So that's the butterflies done. Now you can't put the butterfly middles in until it's punched out, because it's hard to sort of judge it. So I'm going to punch these out, and then we'll do the middles. Had a bit of resistance there. I think I must have had a little bit of card up there. Not sure if that's just a tad low, that one. We'll see. I think it'll do. Lovely bright sunny day today, which I'm pleased about. Ed said, do you want to go for a walk today? It's so lovely and sunny. And he's recording lectures, and they have like automatic, like closed caption subtitles that go with it. And if you've ever watched like YouTube videos like that, it's quite funny that they often get it wrong, and it's quite amusing. So he's got to, after he's recorded his video, he has to watch it back, check that the PowerPoint slides go with what he's saying, that it's all sort of timed right, and he's got to edit the closed captions. Tediously boring, and then obviously it makes doing a lecture take about 3 times as long as if it was just doing a lecture. So really quite frustrating. He's in the dining room, so he can look out the back and see the beautiful sunshine. And so we just said, can we just go out for a walk? It's just so lovely. So I said, yeah. I said, I've got a couple of videos to film. And he's like, perfect. We're going to go out and enjoy a bit of vitamin D. Actually, since we got back from our little break, I haven't actually done much walking, probably because I was it just took me so long to recover. I kind of literally walked my legs off. So it'd be nice to go out and have a little bit of a walk whilst the sun's shining, because we don't know how much longer we're going to have the sun for. We are 2/3 of the way through September, which means we're a week away from October. So I can't see us having sunshine for much longer. So the weather has inspired me to make this sort of cheery, colourful, sunny card. The next project I'm filming is a snowflake Christmas one. So, hey ho. There we go. So, simple to do, but a little bit fiddly maybe. How long has that taken to do those? Can't actually see the top of my phone that has the timing on it, so never mind. So that's them all done. I will need that still, actually. So I'm going to put those to one side. And we will do the antennae when they're stuck down on the card. So, get my card here. So this is extra thick Whisper White, just standard sheet, cut in half, scored in half, folded in half. And I've got my sentiment, or rather I haven't, can't see it. Can't see, for looking where it is. I've got my sponge daubers, one for each colour, and I can't see my sentiment. Hiding. I don't know if you can see lots of different colours on there. Actually, I don't need that till the very end, so we'll move that out of the way. So this is the colour, this is the order that I'm probably going to do it in. So we're going to start with the blue. So I'm going to do it the other way around actually, because it makes more logical sense doing it that way with my spongy daubers. And did I seriously just put my finger on there? Oh, it's got a back in it. Right, so what I'm going to do is open these all up because I want to be quite quick when they've got their colour on. And I've done this sort of thing before, but I've done it with Stampin' Right markers. I don't have the Stampin' Right markers for the in colours yet. So I thought, how can I do it? Because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I thought, oh, I'll do it with sponge daubers. So getting a bit of ink on there and just sponging that on at the end there. And I'm just going to do each of the colours. And I am just not convinced that I've got all that pink there, so just going over there again. Right, so that's that. We're going to bring this in and putting it straight on there. I'm going to give this a huff and I'm going to stick it up towards the top and over a bit and hope that that is straight. There we go. That's straight enough for me. So that's that. So we'll get cleaned up before we do the next bit. So we don't, well, we do need these again in a set when we do the antennae, but that is just a nice little way, a sort of a rainbowy way of doing this. It's a sort of card that I would probably send my upline because she does like her rainbows, so I might keep one for her actually. Right, move those out of the way. So I don't know if you can see on the card, but I've got little embossed lines, so that's what I'm doing next. So I'm taking my so I'm looking there, so I'm going on about 6 inches and I'm going to do every 1/8 of an inch and I'm going to make 3 lines. So that gives me somewhere to look to where I'm going to stick the butterflies, so they're going to get stuck on there. So then I sort of worked out what space I needed. I don't know why I put this away because I actually need it. Wally, it's only like I've only just made the other card, so surprised I'd forgot already. So that in there, so I did that one at 6, so I worked out quite simply if I went across at 7, that was good. So we'll go 7, 7 1/8, 7 1/4. So we've got 6, 6 1/8, 6 1/4. And then that's just a nice little space then for sticking the butterfly. So before we stick the butterfly on, I like to give it a little bit of a curl. So we'll curl it up that way and back that way, just to give it a little bit of life. That's what I likes to do. It's always much harder when you've got smaller things, but it is possible. So I just want to show, so this is one stamp set, one punch, and a set of ink. Yes, I've used the scoreboard, but if you've got the trimmer, you could have done it equally with the trimmer, because that's got a scoreboard as well. So sort of minimal stuff to make this. You could do it with other sets as well. There's the small bloom flower, you could do it with that. I did think about that, except I don't have the stamp set. But you could have just cut the shapes, could have just cut the flowers without the, could have done it in the cardstock as opposed to stamping like I've done here. Okay, and then we just want a little bit, I'm going to use the Tombow that I've decanted into this. I'm just going to put a little bit up there like that. And oh, I did the middle one first. I'm sitting there thinking I don't know where to put it. But the middle one first, which is Magenta Madness. So I sort of eyeballed where the middle of the card was, like so, and put that in the middle, like so, and then went either side, and that was sort of how I centered it. Giving the same distance between these lines at the top and the bottom. Same distance apart there on the tips of those wings. Now we can stick that one down. There we are, and then just a little one. I just felt it needed a little something up in this corner, so I've gone for that one. You could choose any one if you wanted. But it was pretty peacock in the other colour combo, and that is my favourite. I do love a little bit of Misty Moonlight as well. And then we just want the antennae. So I've got the little tiny antennae. You could leave it without. So that's it without, and that's it with. I just like it. I just think it's a nice little touch. So get me scrubby. We're going to do it the other way round, I think, because then we're kind of going from lightest to darkest. So I'm going to put my glasses on for this, because I found I needed that. And then I'm looking down and making sure that the antennae, that goes actually on the head of the butterfly, like so. So I do apologise if my head gets in the way, but it's quite important to get that bit right, I think. And so yeah, so a nice sort of simple card, but one that does require a little bit of work, but it's enjoyable, I think, and I think the result is really satisfactory. And I think that anybody receiving this would think, wow, that's lovely. Probably not realise quite how much time went into making it, but you know, I don't think necessarily anybody does, do they? I remember my niece used to think I was a bit of a cheapskate because I always gave, well, she used to call it homemade cards. I prefer to call them handmade cards. Then she started card making herself, and she's like, oh my God, it's so expensive. Yes, would have been cheaper to buy a card, but not as nice. I'm going to rub that off because it actually had a lot of blue around it. And then we'll do that one up on the corner. My head is probably totally in the way now. There we go. So that is it. And you could, if you wanted to, put a butterfly on the inside, but I'm not going to, because they are actually stuck together, so that would be harder and you'd have to mask off and what have you and whatever. So there is my 2 cards. So that's my colour challenge, and that's the in colours. So nice, bright, cheery thank you cards. So hope you like that. All the details will be on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, and do go on the blog hop and see what everybody else has done with these colours. I say you not necessarily have to use all 5. You could have used 3. I think those 3 colours go really beautifully together. So yeah, thanks for joining me today. Link to the blog down below, link to my shop if you wish to buy anything, and yeah, and if you want to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator as well, you can join my team, and there is a link to that down there as well. And there's a joining offer on at the moment, so why not have a little look at that. All details over at nigezza.co.uk. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.